Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on my channel. Before we get into it, I just want to say I'm packing. If you see like boxes behind me, pretend like you didn't, because my apartment is a mess. It's horrible. But today is the 7th. I get the keys to my new place on the 10th. So I'm just trying to get stuff into boxes. And I did pack up my makeup because I thought, oh, I won't need this in the next 3 days, forgetting that I wanted to film this today. So sorry for my face. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about this brand new nail polish brand, not just to me, but to the consumer market in general. And it is called Crete, as you can see right here. So I'm going to give you an incredibly lengthy review. I have a lot of thoughts on this brand. I have a lot of things to say. I'm going to show you close-ups of the, limited edition collection box. I'm going to show you swatch photos, and I'm going to show you some live swatches as well. So we have a lot to cover, and I have a lot of details because I want to give you some background on the brand as well. So just to get started, Crete is a brand created by the rapper Lil Yachty. He is someone who is not only known for rap, obviously he's a rapper, but he always has his nails painted. They're always done in cool ways. He does a lot of kind of like monochromatic designs. I see a lot of like black, white, gray kind of stuff, which is really well reflected in this first collection. He's shown off his manicurist's work on his TikTok and things like that. He's someone who seems to be really into, nail, as he calls it, nail paint and nail art and things like that. So I think it's really cool that this guy came out with a brand that I think is really reflective on the way that he wears nail polish. On the website, the brand states that inclusivity and individualism is the foundation of the brand. And I really think you can see that they talk about how this is a brand for all genders. It's for all forms of kind of self-expression. They have already included a couple ways you can, modify. It's not just nail polish. We have some decals as well. And the marketing didn't feel at all gendered to me. It seemed really neutral. It was pretty cool. It had some cool editorials, which I will pop up some pictures in here so you guys can see. But you should also check out the website just to see some of the photos and their Instagram, which I will try to link down below as well. I just think that in a world where a lot of cosmetics are kind of geared towards women or marketed towards women, even though they can be used by anybody, of course, men, women, people who do not identify on the gender binary, everybody can use makeup and nail polish. But I feel like a lot of it is focused in a gendered female, like a female gendered way, that I think that a lot of men and non-binary people might not feel comfortable participating in. So, I usually make fun of when like products for men come out and it's all in like black and sleek packaging. But in this case, I didn't feel the same way because the aim isn't just men. It's for everyone. It even says, for you, not them on the side of the box. And it's just supposed to be for everyone. So, I mean, maybe you guys disagree. I don't know, but that was just kind of my feeling going into it. Was this doesn't feel like a makeup for men, a nail polish for men, a like skincare for men kind of a thing. Like I see, if you've ever seen like the Clinique for Men skincare line where everything is like this like blacky gray color and it's literally like the same products that they sell to women just in a black bottle. This didn't come off that way to me. I saw men and women alike on the Instagram commenting, getting excited for the brand. So that's kind of my feelings on the marketing and things like that. I think Lil Yachty is doing really well in this first release. I'm excited to see if he keeps that up. I'm sure he will. It's a really cool aesthetic, like I said. The way I initially heard about this brand was last year. There was a young man, or maybe he was a boy. He was in high school. His name was Trevor Wilkinson, and he wore nail polish to his school classes. And he got in trouble. He got suspended, I believe, for wearing nail polish. I'm pretty sure it was a public school where this was not like a dress code issue. Women, girls were wearing nail polish as well. So it was literally because he was a boy that he was being suspended for you know, wearing nail polish. And I saw Lil Yachty comment on it in some kind of like a magazine interview or something. And he also mentioned that he was coming out with his own brand. And so I was really excited, and ever since then I've been really waiting patiently. I ended up getting on the early access list, so I was able to place my order a little bit early than like the full release went live. And all you had to do was sign up on their email list, so it wasn't like I'm like special or anything. I just, you know, was paying attention to their Instagram and saw that. But let's get into what is in this collection, what was in the first release, the first drop, everything. Then I will kind of show you the swatches and all that. And then at the end, I'm going to go a little bit more in depth into my feelings on everything and the shipping process, which was a little bit of a nightmare, but we're going to talk about that. So let me show you what's inside, and I'm going to give you some close-ups as well. So let me just give you a quick overview of the collection itself, and then I'll tell you what I got. So the first collection drop is called the Negatives 001. It has 3 nail polishes. One is black, one is gray, and one is white, and they are called Asphalt, Concrete, and Sheetrock, respectively. They are $14 a piece, and I believe they are 9 milliliters. There are resin matte and resin glossy top coat. Those are going to be $12 a piece. They are the same size as the nail paints. And there are 3 sticker packs. Each are $10. And there is one called the Negatives, one called Constructed, and one called Alphanumeric. And that is kind of the overview of the collection. However, there's one more product you can get. I believe it has since sold out, but I did purchase the collector's box, as I showed you previously. It has a couple little extras, so I'm going to show you what's inside there and what I got. So you open it up, and it comes with this card that tells you how to use the nail paints, because they are a little bit different than your traditional nail polish as far as the bottle goes. I have the Negatives 001 stickers here. Maybe it is only the Negatives. We'll open this up together because I thought it came with Constructed, but maybe not. So we've got that. And then we have the 3 nail polishes here. And you can see they kind of look like pens of some sort, like injector pens. And they come with this little concrete stand that you can put them in and display. So this stand piece you cannot buy separate. It only came with the collector's edition box. And the other thing that only came with the collector's edition box was it's kind of like a multi-tool or something like that. And it came in like this itty bitty box here, and it has like nail clippers, it has some scissors, it has like a file and things like that. So I'll probably never use it because I have my own preferred files. I don't cut my nails, etc. But it's kind of a cool little addition there. And then because the, oh yeah, it's called the Utility Grooming Tool. And then because the box here did not come with the top coats, I didn't realize that at first because I didn't read closely, but I did end up picking up the matte and glossy, they're called resin top coats. And so I'm going to show you how these perform as well. And this box came with a sticker, so that's fun. And it also came with the how to use card. So these polishes claim they have an oversized brush for easy application. The brush is pretty wide. They have 1 to 2 layers for max coverage, it says on their website, which if you see the swatches, if you stay for the swatch, the live swatches, you'll see that is definitely true. Even on my long nails, I found that it was pretty good coverage. The black itself had like a 1-coat coverage. We've got, it says a highly pigmented formula made in the USA, PETA approved, vegan, no animal testing done. They are a 10-free formula, and yes, they are 9 milliliters each. So that's a little bit small for the price, but at the same time, you know, it's about what you feel comfortable paying, I think. So with all that said, let's get into the swatches, and then I will talk to you a little bit more about my thoughts. Okay, so first, real quick, let's actually go through how you use one of these brushes, because I did not explain that. So here is what the whole mechanism looks like. You unscrew the cap down at the end here. This is going to expose where the brush will come out. You can't see it yet because it is still inside of the tube. You're going to twist that top piece to the right, and that is going to unlock it, and you can push it down like a clicky pen, and there is the brush there with polish already on it. If you ever need to add more polish, and this part is a little bit hard to show because of how close up I am, but you just hold down that clicker part and let the polish flow down. It will retract back in. I don't know why the design is like that, and then you'll have to click it back out again, but then there will be enough polish on your brush to go on to the next nail. When you're done, click it back in, twist that tip the other way to lock it up again, and then put your cap back on, and you are all set, and you can go ahead and store that in your drawers or wherever you want. So up first, we have the white. This one is called Sheetrock. Now this is the only polish that I actually did have a little bit of trouble with. It was a little bit thick, a little bit streaky, especially on that first coat. And when I got to the second coat, you'll see from my swatch photo, it did kind of pull on itself a little bit. It just didn't self-level the way I expected it to. It kind of reminded me of the original Not Milky White by Hollow Taco, actually, just how difficult of a time I had with it. And these brushes definitely do have a bit of a learning curve to them. This is only the second time of me using them. I'm usually not this messy when I paint my nails, but because the weird angle when you're filming it and just learning this new like brush style, I did have a little bit of trouble. As you can see, this one does dry a little bit on the glossier side. However, if you want to use glossier matte top coat, you can. I'm going in with my second coat, and if you can see, there's not much contrast with the white, but there's a lot more polish on my brush this time. That was another issue I had with these, was just because my nails are much longer, judging how much polish I needed on the brush was a little bit harder. I think these are definitely going to be easier for those of you who have shorter nails, but you can see I'm just hitting the edges of my nails, and I didn't have as much of a problem with that when I was just doing the swatch photos. I think it's more just the camera angle. And you can see here on the left, we have the matte top coat, and the right, we have the glossy. Up next is going to be Concrete. This is the gray polish in the collection, and this is, of course, my favorite because I love a good gray. And this one, you can see, goes on so much more smoothly. It's a lot more, I don't want to say like liquidy, but it self-levels a lot more. It's not as thick, but it's still, you look at this, it's pretty much a one coater. The only reason I ever do two coats is because I like the thickness of it. And you can see this one dries down more of a like semi-matte. And I show you at the end what it looks like with both top coats again, but this one and the black one both have more matte finishes when they dry on their own, whereas the white one is still glossy. I think it's kind of weird that they have three polishes in the same collection with different finishes, but I don't know what the intention was there. And as you can see, again, I do hit the edge of my nail on my like finger there, but not as bad this time. And it's just a really solid cream polish. And again, we have on the left-hand side the matte top coat, the right-hand side the glossy top coat. This glossy top coat is really glossy, you guys. The last polish we have is Asphalt, and you know, it's a black polish. It looks like asphalt. This one is also, I would say, the same formula as the gray. It was only the white that seems to be the outlier. And this one is so glossy when it goes on. Like, look at how shiny that is. But when it dries down, it is like super matte. And yep, I got it on my finger again, but you can see I'm getting better over time. But yeah, look at how matte that dries down compared to how glossy it was. It's kind of crazy. And this one I tried to be super careful with because I just don't want to get black nail polish on my skin because it stains really bad, and I got it all over my hands anyways, so oh well. But yeah, this one, it's super glossy, dries down matte, but when you use the glossy top coat that they have, look at how shiny that is. It's crazy how glossy these polishes are. Okay, so this is a brand that I am pretty excited for. I'm not sure if you can tell from my review. It's not just because I love Lil Yachty, but I do really enjoy the message behind it. I think that a lot more brands that I've been seeing on Instagram too are, you know, trying to be more inclusive, more gender neutral. You know, I think that for so long, makeup and like cosmetic spaces have been kind of women exclusive and geared towards women. And I'm not saying that it's a problem that it has a female dominated field, but I think that it's important that we make men and non-binary people feel just as comfortable in the space. And I think that this is one way that we can do it. And actually recently I saw, I got an Instagram, like I saw somebody review on Instagram, I think. It's called Frank Nails, I think. And it's just it seemed like it was like a non-binary centered nail polish brand. So this isn't the only brand doing it. It's just a really big name doing that sort of a thing. And I think it's cool. I'm really interested to see where this goes. So aside from, you know, like the gender inclusivity and things like that, another big reason I like this brand is it's really interesting creatively. You know, I've never really seen nail polish application like this as a pen. It's very different. I like that you have the little window here to see the polish. I wasn't really sure how I'd feel about it being in a pen, but it doesn't seem like it's too difficult once you get used to it. I also really love this concrete stand. It's just like so unnecessary. It's so extra. It's so much fun. I will say everything does smell like a Home Depot, if you know what I mean. Like, does that make sense? It just smells really construction-y, just like fresh out of the box. But yeah, and I do really like that he already put out nail art options to go with his product. I think that it makes it really cool and easy for people to kind of customize their look, especially people who maybe have never worn nail polish before. This is their first kind of foray into nail polish, and they're not feeling so confident about their nail art abilities. There you go. You got some stickers that go really well with the theming. I like the construction theming, how he took that like Crete, concrete kind of a thing, and he just ran with it. You know, the names, the colors, the accessories here, like this is like some kind of concrete or something like that. I think that so far it's really doing well to stay cohesive. My only concern is if they're going to release anything outside of these very monochromatic black, white, gray, how are they going to move forward and keep on theme with that? So are they going to do like, you know, helmet yellow type things and stuff like that? How are they going to incorporate more vibrant colors into this line, if at all? So I am excited to see how that keeps going forward. So like I said, I really like the mechanism itself. I was really worried because my thing is, you know, it's hard to control the amount of polish. So you have, like I showed you before, you have to like hold the plunger down to let the polish drip out. And it makes it hard to, if you need to wipe some away, like usually I would just wipe it on the neck of the bottle, let it go back into the bottle. You don't really have that option with these pens. But once you kind of get accustomed to how much you need to let out onto the brush, it's not really an issue anymore. I do wonder how well these would work for somebody who has like mobility issues in their hands, you know, arthritis, cerebral palsy, anything like that. If it would be more or less difficult, I'm not really sure. It just seems like it would be nice because it's kind of an all-in-one thing rather than you got the bottle in one hand, the brush in the other, and you're constantly going back and forth. So I wonder if these might be a little bit better in that way, or if these just make it 10 times more difficult. So I hope I can see some comments on that somewhere. So the pricing, like I said, it's a little bit high. $14 for 9 milliliters is kind of a lot, but when you put in perspective, Julep was $14 for 8 milliliters of polish, and people bought those. I bought those. So I think that you know, it's really about what are you willing to pay. I think that this is really innovative and interesting, and that's why I was willing to pay kind of like the steeper price. I think that, you know, these are plain colors, black, gray, white, so you may not be as interested in those, and that's okay, but I don't think that the price point is too insane for what you're getting. And I think maybe I covered this before, but I can't remember. So when I first was getting these, I had two separate orders. I placed an order for the box itself, like this box here, and then I ordered the top coats separately because I ordered too fast. And when I got the top coats first, I didn't know how to tell them apart because I didn't realize these little like heads here, these construction guy helmets, they're windows into the polish. So two top coats, you can't really tell the difference because they're kind of clear. But once I got the actual colors in, you could start to see through the little window that we've got the three separate colors here. You can tell the difference. And then also on the side here, it does say on the sticker what color it is. So my own, like, that was one of my big concerns, and it isn't even a concern. My only complaint that I have so far is the shipping. The shipping was awful. So I ordered, like I said, I got early access, and so I ordered on May 21st. I got these polishes on June 5th. So it took a little over 2 weeks, which when you have early access and you're seeing tons of people who ordered on like the actual launch day get their stuff first, it kind of sucks because, you know, I did the early access thing so that I could get these faster, so I could get my stuff faster. And I think that if I wasn't on YouTube, I wouldn't be so annoyed by it, but I want to get like a review out so that you guys can see while it's still relevant, while they still had stuff in stock. And it's kind of frustrating because I know I'm not the only one who had that issue. When you go to their Instagram, there was tons and tons of comments on every post saying, where's my order? It's been stuck in transit for, you know, 5 days, kind of a thing. So I think that it was just like a shipping snafu with their first launch. I don't hold that against them because I think that every brand has room to grow, room to learn. And I think that this is one of those things that if they so choose to, they can learn from this and hopefully get a better shipping system in place or figure out why things went so wrong with this first, you know, shipping launch. And I really think that after that, with the second launch, that's really where I'll start to go, okay, like, what is actually going on, if it's still bad. But that is really my only complaint. I think that these are pretty cool. I really like the design, I like what Lil Yachty's doing, and I really can't wait to see more in the future. I don't know when the next drop's gonna be. I don't think they've announced it yet, but I will, like I said, link their Instagram and the website down below in my description bar. And just let me know what you guys think. Are you interested in this? And let me know if you know of any other kind of gender neutral or non-binary or like male-friendly brands down in the comments below, because I would really like to kind of follow them and see what they're doing with their marketing and stuff like that, because that's something that has always really interested me and I think is really important in this space. So yeah, with all that said, just leave me a comment down below and I will see you in the next one. Bye.